Assalamu alaikum. Join us for the new series here at Sunnahfollowers on the book called Termites by Sheikh Muhammad S. Adli, hosted and broken down by lailanasheeba. Please join us every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, right here on Sunnahfollowers.
Okay. In alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Welcome to our next class for today. And this is our class on hadith. And we cover two hadiths. Tonight we're covering the hadith, a hadith from the book entitled Termites. And this is a book composed by Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atli, whereas he's taken hadiths from the Sitta that address things that can stand between our faith, our belief in Allah, things that we need to be careful of because they can destroy the foundation of our faith. And then the second book will be a hadith from the book entitled Beware, which is the same, different hadiths in which the Prophet told us to beware of certain things, because if we're not beware or cautious of these things, they can chip away at our iman and take us out of belief. So let's take a look at the two hadiths for tonight. Let's put it up on the screen. And we're going to start off. And by the way, these are the two books that we're using. And we're going to be starting off with hadith number 7. Termite number 7 in the book Termites. And this is a hadith that addresses how in Islam, as Muslims, we have to be careful to not swear by any other than Allah. This hadith is narrated by Sa'id ibn Ubaidah. He said that Ibn Umar heard a man swearing one day, and he said, "No, I swear by the Kaaba." And Umar came to the man and said, "I heard the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, whoever swears by anyone or anything other than Allah is an unbeliever, a polytheist." So as Muslims, we cannot even swear by the Kaaba. And just recently, this is why we have to be so careful on this internet who we take our knowledge of Islam from. I was listening to a brother who's pretty famous, they all are, speak about Islam. And somebody asked him a question about whatever he was talking about. And he had the nerve to say, "I swear by the Kaaba." This man, the one who was lecturing, he's a pretty famous dawah. He said, "I swear by the Kaaba that if you guys don't understand this, if you don't get to embrace this knowledge, that you're not going to succeed in this life." When he said, "I swear by the Kaaba," I couldn't believe it. I said, "Oh my God, you're supposed to be a person of knowledge. How dare you swear by anything other than Allah?" First of all, guys, as Muslims, we shouldn't swear at all. You should only swear if you have to, because a person that swears all the time will eventually become a person whose word you can't take, you can't believe. So the only time a person would swear would be in the case of to prove something, a person's innocence or something. But to do it on a regular basis, this discredits you. So we shouldn't the Prophet taught us we should refrain from swearing, as much as we can. And if you have to swear by Allah or don't swear at all. We cannot swear by our mother's grave. We cannot swear on our mother's grave. You hear some Muslims say, I swear on my children. I swear on my children's head. You know, we can't swear on or by anyone other than Allah. Does everybody understand that? And you will hear many Muslims say, wallahi, wallahi, wallahi. You know, that's swearing by Allah. I swear by Allah. I swear by Allah. Or they'll say, washarif, 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 for everything that they do. This means by the honor of my father. I swear by the grave of my mother. Or I swear by the life of the prophet. We don't make those type of statements. Because anytime you swear by anything or anyone other than Allah, you're associating partners with him. This is a form of shirk. And this can take you out of Islam. Okay? As Muslims, you know, we're supposed to educate ourselves about this religion. We're supposed to learn this deen. Every Muslim should have a teacher. I should be able to ask any Muslim I meet, who's your teacher? And they can tell me. I have a teacher. Everyone is supposed to have a teacher. You are supposed to seeking knowledge of this religion is an obligation upon us all. And by getting a teacher, you know, you would know that you can't make these type of statements. Swearing by the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We can't even swear by him. Okay, so this is shirk. You know, as Muslims, we have to learn the deen, learn it the correct way, and stay away from those things that can destroy us. Just because everybody else says wallahi to everything or washaraf to everything doesn't mean that it's right. It's wrong. The fact that everybody is doing it, that should tell you that it must be something wrong, because Shaitan has more followers than Allah does. So be careful of what we say out of our tongues. You don't have to impress people with all that wallahi or the washaraf, okay? You know, don't swear unless it's absolutely needed. And when you do it, swear by Allah or don't swear by anything else at all. Okay, so that's the first hadith for tonight. Let's take a look at the second hadith. And this hadith is from the book Beware. This is from the book Beware. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam warned us about celebrating birthdays. I'm always talking about that. Well, I'm getting ready to give y'all some more dalil that you ain't got no business celebrating no birthdays. We have this hadith here, whereas the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, do not make your house into a grave, and do not make my grave a place of festivity or party. Instead, send blessings upon me, because your blessings will reach me wherever you may be. So here I told you guys, right before the Prophet died, in fact, as he was dying, as he lay on his deathbed, he made this statement. He said, may Allah curse the Jews. May Allah curse the Christians. May Allah curse the Christians for what they've done. They took my brother Isa's grave as a place of festivity. They worshiped my brother Isa. He said, do not do to me what the Christians did to my brother Isa. Okay? I am just a man. I am nothing other than that. Do not do to me what the Christians did to Jesus and make me out to be something more than what I am. Celebrating birthdays is an act of worship, guys. We don't worship anyone but Allah. We don't worship our children. We don't worship ourselves. We don't worship the Prophet of Allah. We don't worship anyone but Allah. And the Prophet was clear on this. Don't turn my grave into a place to go and party. Don't turn my death into a party. Don't turn my birth into a party. He said in another hadith, the sun doesn't rise, nor does it set at the birth or death of anyone. You know, you're not worthy of being worshiped. Your children are not worthy of being worshiped. They had nothing to do with being born, and they will have nothing to do with their death. When Allah says be, that's how they became. And when Allah says die, that's when they'll die. Okay, so what are you celebrating? What are you celebrating about them? Okay, so, and we got a lot of people today, who want to go to the graves and worship the graves, put flowers on the graves. This is wrong. We don't put flowers on a grave either. So if you go to a grave and put flowers on it, that's the same. That's worshiping it. We don't worship graves. In this picture that I use, you see how they got all these flowers and pumpkins and stuff. This is a graveyard. They've turned this graveyard into a place of festivity. We don't do this. We don't party. We don't do this type of stuff in Islam. Anyone who does that has the curse of Allah on them. So these are two wonderful hadiths for us to end our evening with pondering. Number one, don't swear. We shouldn't swear at all unless you have to. And if you must swear, you either swear by Allah or don't swear at all. We don't swear by our children, our grandmother, or nothing else, the prophet or anything else. And also, we don't worship anyone but Allah. That means we don't celebrate no one's birthdays, because celebrating birthdays is an act of worship. And we also don't celebrate a person's death. Celebrating the death of a person is an act of worship too. So we don't turn their graveyards into places of party and festivity. Okay? So I'm going to stop right here for tonight. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka